Hey guys, welcome to our video. Today we're going to answer a question that a client recently asked me. It was not something that we represented the client on, but the client had previously settled with a debt collector. And so the question is, I settled with a debt collector and I paid the money. So let's say it was $3,000 and the settlement was paying $2,000. So she's paid the money. Now what should my credit report show about the account? Well, I've got two things to look for, but let's actually back up a moment. If you made an agreement with the debt collector that they would delete the credit reporting, well, then it should be deleted. Now, they may have told you that verbally. If they told you that verbally, it's binding under the FDCPA. Now, it might be challenging proving that if you don't have a recorded call, but you always have your testimony about what was said. And if it was in writing, that makes it very easy. So we've had cases where the debt collector sends our client a letter, if you'll pay this money by this date, we'll delete it. The client pays the money and they don't delete it. Very easy. Now, if that's not the case, okay, so you had no discussion about whether this would be deleted or not. It's just they said, hey, pay us $2,000 and the debt's settled, you paid them $2,000. Well, then obviously we want to know first, is it still on the credit report? And let's assume it is. If it's on the credit report, now we're looking for two things. One is, when was it updated? So if you paid the money on August 1st and, let's say the money cleared your account, got to the debt collector on August 1st, and you pull your credit report on August 2nd and it shows a $3,000 balance, that's not something at least that I would be interested in, because I think you've got to give the collector enough time in sort of their normal reporting. So they may have just updated it on the 30th of the previous month, and then you pay it and on August the 1st, and then August 2nd you pull the report. Well, that's too quick. But let's say it's now September 20th or October 1st. Well, that's plenty of time for them to update. And the question is, did they update it? Some of these collectors will, when they get a settlement with you, they'll just stop. They don't do any updating. And their argument is, well, there's nothing we said that was wrong, because before you paid on August 1st, you did owe $3,000. And that's a little bit too clever of an argument, but some judges buy it. And so we're looking for an update beyond the time that you paid, and preferably 45 days, 60 days, at least 30 days after you pay, so we can show an update. So if you paid on August 1st and they update on August 28th and it still shows $3,000, or maybe they show it as $1,000, we'll talk about that next, well, then that would be, in our view, a violation, because that's untrue. You do not owe that amount of money. You owe zero. So that update is really critical. If they're just parking it on your account, they're not updating it, then we may need to go through the credit bureaus to force their hand to make them fix that, or if they won't fix it, then sue them. But let's assume we got the update, it's 30 days, 45 days after the money cleared. Well, then we look at the balance. Because if you settled and you paid the money, the balance is zero. It's not $1, it's not $1,000, it's not $3,000. It's zero, because there's nothing more that you owe. So go back to our example. Debt collector says $3,000 debt. You pay me $2,000, we're settled. You pay $2,000, it clears. It goes to their bank account on August 1st. And then September 15, you pull your credit report and you see it was updated on September 15 and it's showing $1,000. Well, that's false. That's not correct. And assuming the FDCPA Fair Debt Collection Practices Act applies, we would be suing under a number of subsections, but in particular would be 1692E8, which is false credit reporting. Now, we'd also sue under E, which is just false representations in any context, and E10 and E2. I mean, there's a whole bunch of sections, but E8 is the one specifically on credit reporting, and we'd say that's false. And you know it's false because I paid it and you accepted the money. And so that's what we would be looking at. Now, you could also dispute it through the credit bureaus and say this is incorrect. And If they fix it, well, then you don't have a Fair Credit Reporting Act case. You would still have a Fair Debt Collection Practices Act case. But if they don't fix it, now you've just really multiplied the value of the case, because now it's not just that they updated it incorrectly and you can sue under the FDCPA, but now you can sue under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and you specifically went to the credit bureaus and said, this is wrong. And the credit bureaus reached out to the debt collector. Debt collector was supposed to investigate it. Now, truthfully, they don't do much investigation, but they're supposed to investigate, and they said, yes, you do owe $1,000. That case is much more significant. So let me just give you an example. Maybe if you just sue under the FDCPA, you're talking $5,000, $10,000. But if you do an FCRA dispute and they don't fix it, then we may be settling that case before there's any discovery, before much time has been spent. We may be settling that for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. So it does become more valuable. Now, kind of the question is, do you want to give them that chance to fix it? And then if they fix it, if you sue them, does that lower the value of it? Because they go, hey, you brought it to our attention, we fixed it, now you're suing us. So there's different strategic considerations, and you've got to talk to your lawyer about that. But if you settle with the debt collector and they've updated it, and it's been plenty of time where they've updated it, and they're showing a balance more than zero, then I would definitely talk to a lawyer in your state about filing suit on that. So if you have any questions or comments, you can put those below. If it's something personal about, you have a specific question about a particular case and you live in Alabama, give us a call, 205-879-2447, or you can reach us through our website, alabamaconsumer.com. Hey guys, thanks for watching this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.